Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of a new series that I'm going to be doing called Front Page Dota. And in this series, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a game from the front page of the live games tab. I'm going to watch it, I'm going to commentate it, but at the same time, I'm going to look to learn from what the players are doing, just so I can improve my overall game myself, and hopefully we, as a collective group, can learn something from these higher skill players that we'll see. So first of all, we're going to hop into this game. It's in pre-game. It's the #1 game on the live games tab. So I'm expecting some pretty high quality Dota. Perhaps I'm going in with a little bit too much optimism, but we shall see as we head into this one. We'll see what we've got. So what have we got? Let's have a look at the players first. We've got Valentine, YJ, we'll call him Ijij, Jo, Trumpster, JJ Lin, #1 fan, as Patwork, Sky, Omarjar, and Get Wrecked. And the two teams are, well, it looks like the side of the Dire. They haven't decided on a team name, so we'll call them the Dire side. Over on the Radiant, we're going to have TNC Hydra. And so far, looking at the picks and bans, well, we're going to have a pretty standard, nothing too out of the ordinary picked up. Dire, they've gone for that dirty Lycan pick. They've got the Ember Spirit, the Vengeful Spirit, and the Visage and the Batrider. So we're almost certainly looking at a Batrider off lane here. The Ember in the mid and the Lycan in the safe lane, guarded by the Venge and the Visage. Of course, they could swap around the Lycan and the Ember, have the Lycan mid, put the Ember in the safe lane. It is going to be a Storm Spirit mid. Now, Storm Spirit, I'd say, is going to do fairly well against both of those heroes. So I think either way, the mid lane is going to be a tricky one for the Dire side. Looking at the Radiant's picks other than the Storm, they've got a Sand King and a Skyrus. So of course, two really strong lane supports, two really strong ganking supports as well. So if the mid lane wasn't already going to be incredibly hard for the Dire, that's going to add something else for them to worry about. Tidehunter, of course, in the off lane, and they're going to go with Slark as their position 1 carry. Okay, so let's see how this one pans out as we get ourselves into the game. The players are going to load in. And yeah, of course, this is going to be the first episode. If it goes well, I'll probably look to do a second and a third, maybe a fourth and a fifth. I'll try and do one every day. If for anything, just for myself, just so I can improve myself as a caster and just my knowledge of the game. And hopefully get to a level at which tournaments will be like, hey, OD, come and cast for us. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see how it goes and see where we get to. Right, so, as always, just waiting for that one, guys. Like, guys, I'm not going to load in because we're going to talk about strats. You know, what are they going to do? What are they going to throw at us? And as I was saying earlier, I think both teams at the moment pretty predictable. Unless they want to really swap it around. You know, do something crazy. Go greedy. Put Lycan in the jungle. Put Visage mid. Just have Venge guarding at the Ember Spirit. But I think this is unlikely. Anyway, so, right, what we're going to do, actually, we do have some spectators. So I don't know if this is going to work. But I'm going to put, I'm casting this game over at www.twitch.tv/pixelpipeline, and perhaps I might get some viewers. We'll see. We will see. And looks like we've got a little bit of a pause. Skyrath reporting on the connection issues that his team is having, and I'm not quite sure where these teams are from, but well, here we go. Wow, Tidehunter asking the questions. So we've got an Indian team. So it is good. Well, Dire is going to be India. And well, Tidehunter gives out good old well played. Perhaps he's Indian himself. We'll have to see if the chat develops and we learn anything more about the background of these two elusive top tier teams. And the game has been commenced as commanded by the Skyrath Mage, and we're off into our first game of this new series of Front Page Dota. So, anyway, who have we got? Let's introduce the teams. Hydra on the Radiant side. We've got Get Wrecked. He's going to be on the Sand King. Omarjar on the Skyrath Mage. Sky on the Storm Spirit. Here's on the Tidehunter. And Patwork, or Patvirk, it depends where he's from, on the Slark. Over on the Dire side, Team India. We've got JJ Lin, #1 fan, on the Vengeful Spirit. It's going to be Valentine on the Lycan. Ijij on the Visage. Ember Spirit being played by Jo. And Trumpster on that Batrider. And lane-wise, pretty much looking like what we're expecting coming out from the side of India. And over on the side of Hydra, again, pretty much standard. I do assume they're going to send Storm mid and not put the Slark mid and have the Storm farming. A little bit of aggression here. Trumpster checking if he's going to be able to nab that rune. And even with the Firefly, it's going to be a bit of a tall order as They do have the Slark and the Storm Prime to protect it. Top lane, though, it is going to be the majority of the Dire side guarding this one out, but it looks like they're a little bit scared. I mean, Tidehunter comes in with the Sand King and the Scarf. It is a fairly strong level 1 team fight potential coming out from the Radiant, and, well, it's enough to scare the Dire away, and bottom lane as well. Radiant coming out on top with the bounty runes. Patvek, he hasn't skilled anything yet. There's 2 stacks of napalm. But of course, he did have the pounce available, so it was always going to be hard for Batrider to find the kill. But a little bit of harassment onto the Slark. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is something new that I've not seen before, and definitely not something that I'd suggest to my teammates if I was playing in a ranked game. We're going to see a tri-lane mid. It's going to be the Slark guarded up by the Scarf and the Sand King, and it's going to be this solo safe lane Storm. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure about this because I would have thought the Storm would have done great on his own. But in fact, here we go. They're going in for the kills, but they haven't got the Ancient Seal. In fact, they don't need it because they've got the Burrow Strike. And Ember Spirit at level 1 is incredibly vulnerable to these kind of ganks. The damage comes through. Skyruff is going to pick up the first blood, and you've got to do that a lot for that trialing to be worth it. I'm going to say it. Obviously, it's a great start. And oh, it looks like they're just going to leave it at that. They're going to get the kill with the Slark, you know, put the Ember Spirit in his place. Now they're going to leave the Slark alone, and the rotations coming from the Sand King and the Scarf onto the bottom lane, and I don't think... Well, Batrider, he didn't get the memo. He's just hit level 2, so he's going to have the Firefly available. But the Burrow Strike comes through, and now with the Arcane Bolt, they might have enough damage, and they do. Sand King and Scarf making the plays, making the rotations, and already it's a 2-0 lead to the Radiant side. And, whoa, Hydra doing it, even with issues on the side of the Slark, who is going to have a quick pause just to reconnect. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining the stream, welcome. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, head over to the channel. Twitch.tv/Pixel Pipeline is where you can find more and more videos like this. And of course, I will be checking the stream chat during these videos and during the stream. So if you've got any comments or questions about what's going on in the game, do leave them. And if you've got any harassment, keep it to yourself. So yeah, unfortunately, pauses are going to be something that's going to crop up in this series. If you're on the stream, you're enjoying them live. Perhaps when I upload the video, I'll edit them out. If I can be bothered. If I'm being lazy, they'll probably still be here. So hello, if you're watching on YouTube. This is physical evidence that I am lazy. Slark's back in the game. Wasn't too long of a DC, so we should be able to get our game back on the road. And as I was saying before, it is Hydra coming out on top with these 2, well, we were saying in the draft, very strong support combination, the Sand King and the Scarf Mage. And of course, it's only going to get stronger. Early game, mid game, top tier. Late game, falls off potentially unless we do see some really nice epicenters. But I guess then again, the side of India aren't too tanky at all. Oh, hang on. Looks like we had a little bit of a hiccup there with the audio. I'm just going to check it's still picking up. Yes, we're fine. We're fine, guys. We're okay. Right, back to the game. Let's get up something that I should have got up a while ago, but we've had so much action, I forgot all about it. We'll get the last hits. And, wow, mid lane, Pat, we're going for it, but the Flame Guard making him think twice about jumping in for that one. Looking at the last hits, it is the Storm Spirit on top at the moment, doing really well against the Bat. As potentially expected, Bat 4 for nothing and 10 for 3 on the Storm. Up in this tri-lane, Lycan, he's having a good time, but he's actually being out-farmed by this solo lane Storm Spirit. I guess one of the issues is the Tidehunter. Hang on, I'm hearing a lot of music. Oh, no, perhaps it's fine. Perhaps it's fine, as long as the music isn't out-shouting my words. And oh, guys, we missed a kill. Apologies, looks like... oh, where was that? It was the Ember Spirit again. Sorry, going down mid. Sorry. Technical issues were drawing me away from the action of the game. And let's continue. So, Tidehunter shutting down the Lycan fairly well, in the sense that he's making it harder to farm than the Batrider's making it for the Storm Spirit. Obviously, Storm Spirit did get that help in terms of the supports coming in to ensure a kill on the Batrider. So he did have a wave or so to catch up. And now trying to go aggressive onto the Bat. Firefly is going to be popped. No points in Ancient Seal. I don't think they can dive this. No, not with the Firefly and the Napalm stacks. In fact, Storm Spirit getting fairly low, but they do have good vision of the Bat. Bat needs to be very careful because there is a Sand King with Burrow Strike primed. Mid lane going fairly even now, and Slark having a few issues here with JO because this damage over time coming from the Flame Guard proving a huge issue. He's got Searing Chains as well. Dark Pact is available. He might not even need it, and he doesn't. JO finds himself the kill. And, well, that's a kill well needed. But at the same time, the tri-lane goes aggressive again onto the Batrider. And there's nothing that Batrider can do to get away. Obviously, just Skywrath with that huge attack range in terms of the missiles, not the Ancients. It's got a long cast range, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the old Arcane Bolts and the fact that the flying vision given by Storm's Static Remnant, and I'm missing these kills left, right, and center. Sorry, looks like Slark returned to mid lane, and the help of Venge. Well, no, didn't even use a magic missile. Looks like JO again got that on his own, and already the flame coming in from the spectators on Dota TV. Now, well, Sky needs to be very careful. 5 napalm stacks. He is only level 5. He's not going to have the ultimate, but he's going to try and turn it around. Pulls the Batrider in. Batrider, though, the damage. They kill each other. Batrider does get the kill first, so obviously coming out with that XP advantage. Oh, just a little bit of a mess down in that bottom lane. Both heroes getting very, very low, but desperate to cling on for the kill. Tidehunter with a double damage, uses the Anchor Smash to draw the creeps away from the tower, but the range creep and the siege creep continue to pummel down, and the power of the Lycan being shown already. Back to mid. Slark needs to be careful. Has thrown his life away twice to the Ember Spirit, and now he's playing up against a Vengeful as well. The farm for Storm, even though he did lose his life there, he's picked up the Soul Ring. We'll see if he does continue to build that straight into the Bloodstone. And if it's just a casual Soul Ring, and we'll see something a bit more effective come out like an Orchid, which could be pretty huge against some of these heroes. Heroes such as the Ember, the Bat, and the Lycan. These 3 cores, all with very crucial escape mechanisms that the good old Silence will lock down completely. And obviously with the Silence as well coming out from Skywrath, that's the potential to have 2 heroes locked down for a short amount of time during these team fights. And as we come into the mid game, this is going to be pretty key in terms of Hydra grabbing control of the game as a whole. And Tidehunter having a pretty bad time. It's going to look to stack these Ancients, and there has been a Sentry Ward popped down, but looks like Tide's already managed to get a few successful stacks out here. Perhaps with that one he will realise there's something funky's going on now mid lane. Pavurki's pounced in. Venge looking for a missile, but Skywrath Homage is here with the backup. Bat trying to find what he can. 400 gold after the Tranquils and the sticks. Tidehunter sending in the illusions. 6.5 minutes in. Tide still, he's a little bit level starved. When we look at this Batrider, obviously did get the kill. Gave him a fair bit of XP, but still 1 level away from hitting the ultimate here, this Tidehunter. And there's going to be a rotation now coming in from Visage. Level 4. She's got the Soul Assumption at 2 points. Grave Chill at 1. Is it going to be enough, though, to take down this Tide? He might look to just TP out of this one, and he could possibly do it. He's fairly tanky. 2 points in Kraken Shell. I don't know if they can do it, and they can't. And meanwhile, at the same time, the Tri-Lane is going to pick up a kill onto the Batrider. Now Ember Spirit comes in, finds a return kill on the Storm. He's going to try and chase down the Sand King here, and he should be able to do it. Hasn't got mana or bottle charges for anything else, but Visage is coming in. The Skywrath, though, just fending them off enough to make them back away from the Sand King. And at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a trade. The Storm Spirit going down for the Batrider. Again, these solo lane heroes having all the action. And of course, Tidehunter, lucky to get away with his life. Those 2 points in Kraken Shell, that defensive build he's gone for, proving to be very effective against a team with, well, little to no control when there's just the Lycan and Visage involved. Well, at least until the Visage is level 6. Then he'd be lucky to try any of those shenanigans successfully. And well, Batrider heading round, gaining vision around the secret shop, just checking if anything's going on. Tidehunter is continuing to clear these stacks, getting himself very low in the process, having to back right up. Slark actually pouncing in on that one. And with only 1 level in pounce, the cooldown's still fairly hefty. So he needs to be careful with his positioning. And well, they might just look to pressure this tower. It is Skyrav standing in a very, very vulnerable position. Ember Spirit's going to go straight in with the Remnants. He's going to get silenced up by the Ancient Seal, but it doesn't matter. He's got backup in terms of the Venge, this Visage, and the blooming Batrider. Nothing that the Skyrav could do to save himself there. And now the four of them are going to pummel down on this tower, and this is going to be the second tier 1 going down on the side of Hydra. Already the Team India, the Dire side, proving to have the potential to push these towers at an insane rate with the Howl damage from Lycan. Even though it has only got 1 point in at the moment. Opted for a point. The pass mid lane. The fight's all going off. Ancient Seal onto the Ember's going to ensure that he can't get away. And now with the Burrow Strike and the damage coming from Trumpster, he's going to go down as well. In fact, the Dark Pact maxed out, of course, on top of the Pounce that's only been left at 1 skill point. Proving to be very handy in picking up the kills there with that AoE damage. And well, overstayed their welcome. Tower does go down in the end of the day, but Sanking with the deny. Lycan with the walls, just doing what a Dire Lycan does best. Finding the space to chip down at these towers. And well, it's just going to leave Hydra to ponder and walk down there. Slowly but surely. Lycan, he's already out of there though. He's got the Vlads. He could look to try and attempt Roshan. I don't think anyone on the team's got a smoke at the moment. They did use a smoke earlier. Don't think anyone else has got that second smoke as of yet. And Ember Spirit just going to continue looking for his farm. He's got the phase boots. He's got coming up to 1100 gold in the bank. You know, if he wanted to go for his drums, he probably would have already purchased something. So this is perhaps going to be straight into that Battle Fury. Slark in return. He's not doing too great in terms of net worth. 4k, 3.5k. Okay. It's a slight difference, but it is a difference. And well, here we go. Lycan and Venge. It's their birthday because they're going to clear up a massive stack here. And well, Anchor Smash may nullify some of the damage coming from the Lycan, but it's not going to nullify that the Ember Spirit has at its potential. And that's going to be a Tidehunter kill. And an Ancient stack potentially cleared. They are looking a little bit hesitant to finish it off. One last clear. Oh, they don't want to go for it. Lycan. Just a little bit too scared about hanging about too long. I mean, they do have this ward here, so they do have pretty good vision of anyone trying to come in and steal the Ancient. So, well, not every day we see that. Wave of Terror actually picking up one of the Ancient creeps. And Skyraph's just coming in just to check what's been left, and Tidehunter will look to clear that one up. Has managed to find his Arcane Boots, 500 gold. On the road to Blink Daggers, though, are we seeing any on the horizon? It's Batrider on 1k. He's going to clear up a few jungle stacks himself. And Sanking, by the looks of it, only just picked it up. Now, by the Ancients, wow, Lycan trying one of those TPs. You saw the Tidehunter do it earlier. Decides to go for himself, but Tidehunter, of course, level 7 with the Ravage available. Shuts him down, and 9-6. What do they go for now? Patverk, very, very deep. He's trying to find a kill on this Ember Spirit. The burst damage coming out for the Soul Assumption quite large. The Pounce is going to miss. He does have a double damage. He will find the kill, but he looks like he'll pay with his life. A massive Epicenter and a Burrow Strike coming through, though. And it is going to be 2 heroes down for the Slark. Maybe 3 as Skyrav comes in. He has got enough mana for a couple more Arcane Bolts, and that should be enough to find the kill. Tries to smoke to disjoint it, the Vengeful Spirit, but the Blink Dagger from the Sand King ensures that the smoke is revealed. And 12-7. Team Hydra dealing with the Indians. And at the same time, well, Storm Spirit finds himself a tower, picks himself up the first Oblivion stuff, so is going to be going for that Orchid straight after the Treads and the Soul Ring are complete. Ember Spirit just chilling. Doesn't want to make a jump on the Tidehunter, who now at level 8 with 3 points in Kraken Shell. Just a little bit too tanky for him to deal with. And Slark is going to finish off his Treads. Orb of Venom as well. And he knows that this Lycan is pushing out this lane. Needs to be very careful though. Visage here with the Familiars. And also Batrider coming down the lane. Storm Spirit's going to make the first jump though onto the Visage. They're trying to get him. That's a massive Soul Assumption burst, but it's not enough to really deal with the Slark. Actually, the stun's coming through perfectly. Oh, he gets the Shadow Dance off. Oh, the Burrow Strike from Sand King holding them in place. They do lose the Storm Spirit though. And now it's just Get Wrecked sitting in the fire. Needs to be very careful. Skyrav tries to jump back in, but it is going to be the Lycan finding the kill on him there. Now Slark potentially in trouble. Nice Blink Burrow Strike. In fact, Sand King might find the kill. A lovely swap from the Vengeful Spirit. Just keeping the Lycan alive. One more right click would have done it from the Sand King. And now Fire Remnanting in Jo, trying to clean up this team fight. 3 heroes already down on the side of Team Hydra. Wants to find the Slark. The Searing Changer there. The right clicks to follow through. And that's going to be 4 heroes down on Hydra. And, well, a very good place for the Dire to be in now as they're going to look to push this tower. Lycan, whereabouts is he? He's back in base, but how? It's going to be off cooldown in a few seconds. And they'll potentially look to pop that as soon as the pressure's being put onto the tower. Ping's coming through. But Hydra, they could look to defend this. Everyone bar the Slark coming back to life. Going to make it a little bit harder for India to take this tower. Well, Storm going in on the Venge. Gives her a little tickle. And actually, the Ember Spirit and the Visage both retreating out of this one. I think they're aware that everyone is back. Tidehunter has the Ravage back online. 14-minute rune coming up. Is it going to be anything tasty? Anything nice? It's going to just be the bouncy rune, unfortunately, bottom. Invis rune top potentially would have been very nice for the Tidehunter to pick up. Especially with the vision they do have around this ward spot. They would have known that no one on the side of the Dire would be aware of it. Unless a cheeky little invisible Lycan Wolf nipped in for a front seat of the Tidehunter picking up the Invis rune in mid lane. Sand King being a little bit Darude. He's going to blink out. Lycan with the medallion complete. Going to be going for the Necro books next. Has that belt of strength. Venge still pretty poor. Got the Ring of Regen, looking for the 4-star. Visage, of course, going straight for that Aghanim Scepter. How far is he? He's got the point booster. He's got the Ogre Club. Not too bad for this support. Visage and Ember Spirit is going to be going straight for that Battle Fury after the phase boost. Perseverance complete. Very close to picking up the first element of the swords. Invis rune being scouted out. A little bit hesitant in picking it up because they don't want to reveal the fact that they're smoked. Looks like it's not going to matter either way, as none of the team are actually around this area on the side of the Dire. Top lane Bow Rider. He's going to observe the Slark, and the Slark is going to observe him. Misses the last hit on the tower, though, unfortunately. And, well, here we go. So the smoke and the Invis now picked up by the Scarf. They're going to look to try and jump on him. And they will get the Ancient Seal before the Firefly comes out. And, well, the burst damage from the Burrow Strike. And the Scarf Mage coming down with the Mystic Flare is more than what the Bat Rider signed up for. And he does go down for 30 seconds. Orchid now complete on the Storm Spirit. Big pickups coming out from the side of Hydra. And Ember Spirit still about 800 gold away from finishing off the Battle Fury. Now Lycan and Visage with the walls and the familiars, and now Ember Spirit to help as well. Are going to look to take down Roche, and with the Medallion of Courage, this is going to be fairly quick. Wave of Terror as well. Going to add to the cause, and, well, a haste rune to go as soon as they picked up this Aegis, so perhaps they'll look to jump in straight with the aggression as they pick this one up. They're gonna leave it, and, well, Ember Spirit is going to go and pick that one up. Lycan says, I don't really need it at the moment. They haven't really picked me off as much as they have you. And, well, Slark looks like he went a little bit too greedy. Shadow Dance is going to be popped. Gets himself out of the fire, but the Fire Remnant damage isn't going to be enough for the burst. Actually disjointing the Magic Missile. Can't disjoint the Sleight of Fist, though, after you've already used the pounce, and he will lose his life. And now, Visage with the Soul Assumption trying to catch out the Sand King, who does Burrow Strike up to the high ground. They've got the Familiars for that Flying Vision, and they're going to find him. And is this Get Wrecked in a lot of trouble? This is Get Wrecked in a lot of trouble. One final Soul Assumption comes through, and that's going to be YJ on a killing spree. Hello, Sky. He's got the Orchid. Shows it off to the Venge. He's got a haste as well. Does he really want to go for this? And he pops down a Remnant, and he does notice that the attack is being returned, and he backs up to the help of the Tidehunter and the Sky's Tidehunter. Still with that Ravage. Yet to pop it yet again. Waiting for the opportune moment. And now, top lane. Ember Spirit has got the Battle Fury complete. Just needs to get that Claymore and Broadsword sent out to him by special courier delivery. And, well, Storm zipping in on the Visage. He's trying to make a kill here. Ravage as well to hold the Venge and blow at the Visage. And, well, it's going to be Storm zipping in. He's out of mana, but he doesn't need any more. The burst damage is there with the passive, and he will pick up the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. 16-13 top lane. A bit of action here as well. Barrett again very low. Will go down to the epicenter and get wrecked. Burrow Strike has already been used. Isn't going to be able to catch out the Lycan as he does retreat. Sand King himself getting very, very low to the Firefly damage. And now, well, Tidehunter caught in a bit of a rut here because Ember Spirit's going in. They've got the backup of this Familiar as well. Sleight of Fist as well to dodge the Anchor Smash. Doesn't matter anyway because Ember Spirit's got a hefty amount of life points. And they will find the kill. But now Ember Spirit looked a little bit greedy. Looked for the rune. Perhaps in trouble here. He has got one more remnant, but he's ancient sealed up. He isn't going to have the time to get it out. Yes, he is, in fact. And with the Aegis, this might actually keep him alive. Well, Skyra's standing there, but I don't know if you want to stand there because you're going to get swapped back and stunned by Magic Missile. Sleight of Fist from the Ember Spirit to finish off the job. Patchwork with the Shadow Blade now complete. They did get spotted out by the sentry, though. They know he's here. Do they have any more detection? They don't, unfortunately. He's going to be fine unless he walks in back in range of the sentry. Don't do it, Pat. Pat. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Even though he's still standing there. And he is going to Dark Pact off the Searing Chains, but he's not going to be able to Dark Pact off the Magic Missile coming out from Vengeful Spirit. And, well, Pat, WTF back to you, my friend. Caught in a little bit of an unfortunate position there. 17 to 16. Let's have a look at the graphs. XP graph, barely even. 500 gold. Let's hold on to that one because they zip in with the Orchid and the Burrow Strike. That is how you blow up an Ember Spirit pre-20 minutes. And well, still, we've got to say, the plays coming out from the Sand King, very, very nice. We've seen him hit a few successful epicenters. He got the Blink Dagger fairly early, and the Burrow Strikes have been pretty huge. But all in all, a very, very close game between these two teams. Now looking towards this tier 1. Can they make the defensive maneuvers that are required to keep it alive? Tidehunter actually going to blink back, and well, it looks like the Familiars are all that's needed to scare off the side of Hydra. And Storm is going for the Bloodstone. Picked up the recipe, but he's going to get caught out here by a Flaming Lasso. Do they have the follow-up? We've got this Lycan trying to run in towards the team fight, but there's enough mana on the Storm to zip away. And looks like Lycan doesn't want to go that deep. Instead, he'll resume to pushing out these lanes with the rest of his team. Slark with the Shadow Blade. With that Shadow Blade bonus damage as he breaks the Invis. Easily enough to pick off the Familiars and a huge Ravage and a Mystic Flare and a Burrow Strike. 2 heroes down already on the side of the Dire. Lycan very, very low. Pounce through from Patchwork, who's still got this Shadow Dance, and that's going to be enough for him to continue onto the Visage as well. 4 heroes suddenly down on the side of the Dire. Maybe it's going to be 5. Batrider, he walks into the Slark and clean up indeed, as Essist Rolf Ian Nutten suggests in the Dota 2 spectator chat. Or not. The Germans are wrong again. Goddamn Rolf. Tier 1 down in the mid lane. Batrider does survive that, but I think the rest of his team going to be a little bit sore in the backside after that one. 4 staff now on the Sand King. If he didn't have enough mobility before, he certainly does now. He's going to be zipping, striking. He's got more mobility than the Storm Spirit. No, he probably has. I mean, after a team fight, a Blink, a Burrow, and a 4 staff probably going to take you further than what the Storm Spirit can do with his mana pool at the moment. And well, Slark just continuing to push mid. 1700 gold. Will be interesting to see what he decides to build after this Shadow Blade. 1700. 1700 closer to an ultimate orb. But if he does decide to go for that Skadi, which we do normally see these Slarks build, and well, that's the problem you have as an Ember Spirit. If you get caught out like that, you get caught out like that. And getting caught out like that is also the Sand King. And that's a pretty nice kill for them to pick up there. Dominating streak broken. Hang on, Patchwork just going straight into the fight. He's got a Storm Spirit to follow up as well. Trying to pick off someone here. Gets the Vengeful Spirit very, very low. Now he's going to turn his attentions away from the fight and look to retreat. He is going to be able to pounce out that one. It is going to be a TP attempt from the Skyriff. He does go down at the end. And perhaps this Slug, what was he doing? That initiation looked to me as a very, very questionable one. Because now he's essentially got most of his team killed. Wave of Terror actually nearly finishing off the kill, but it is going to be the Lycan with his wolves. And 3 heroes down after what was a really nice gank onto the Ember Spirit. And well, Slark jumping in and the rest of his team following. Doesn't turn out too well. Looks like they will find Lycan here. Does go a little bit greedy, trying to follow up onto the Tidehunter. And Zed's being fired out left, right, and center here by the Dire side. Looks like it's the new type of banter. And Ember Spirit. He's got the Ogre Club. I think he's going to go for that BKB, isn't he? I mean, there's no point doing as much damage as you can with a Chrysalis and a Battle Fury if you're getting caught out before any fight can even start. And at least with the BKB, he knows that he can very safely push out these lanes And unless the Burrow Strike is there first, and then perhaps the Storm Spirit pulling him in as well, there's not going to be enough time to stop him from getting the BKB off. And well, Vengeful Spirit is going to be found here by the Slark. But a nice swap actually going to keep her alive, swapping the Visage into it. Visage a little bit too tanky for a Slark to deal with, especially a Slark that's only got a Shadow Blade on top of the treads. Searing Chains actually is going to miss the Slark. A lot of damage coming through, but an Epicenter to return it. Flame Guard actually blocking most of that damage. Visage as well looks to turn this one around. Ancient Seal onto the Ember Spirit, but it's not going to be enough to hold him out of this fight as he does continue to fight onto the Sand King. One Sleight Fist is enough to finish off the job. And well, 2 heroes down on the side of Hydra, and kills just being thrown back and forth this game. 24-21. If we look at the graphs, it's still fairly close. We are starting to see Hydra break away with these bigger pickoffs, with about 5k difference in both terms at the moment going their way. And now mid lane. The push is going to continue. What's the plan here? Lycan leading the charge. Tidehunter smoked up on the sidelines, as well as the Scarif. They found the familiars. And Lycan goes straight in with the Howl, with the Necro. It is a level 2 Necro. He's going to be able to melt down this tower pretty quick. And oh, hang on. Hang on, Ancient Seal, they found themselves an Ember Spirit, but he has found himself a Haste Rune. And they're not going to be able to follow up on that. In fact, he might try and go for this, and the Searing Chains is going to cancel the TP here off the Scarif Mage. Batrider coming in as well with a Flame Break is going to be enough to bring down Scarif. Oh, Tidehunter is able to blink out of this one. Armlet bringing his armor low, but are they going to try and dive this one? Sleight Fist Searing Chains does catch him out, but it's actually the Sand King that's trying to bring the Dire team back away from the Tidehunter. Gets caught by a Magic Missile, is able to force Staff away from the Flame Break, and well, Lycan goes down at the end of the day because Storm Spirit is coming with the help of the Slark. They've cleared out a second hero as well as Lycan and the Venge do lose their lives in this exchange. And Storm Spirit's just going to try and get out of this one, and looks like Ember Spirit, he might be in a little bit of bother as well. Fire and Flaming Lasso and Firefly catching out the Storm. They will bring him down 2 for 2 at the moment. Now with the Shadow Blade, maybe looking to re-engage. Visage still alive with a hefty amount of life points and a maxed out Soul Assumption. Who's he going to throw it down onto? No one, in fact. He's going to try and TP. Do they have anything to cancel it? Yes, they do. The Slark actually finding it, but he goes down as well. 3 for 2, in fact, to the end of this engagement, and it is going to be, well, that's a little bit more because the Epicenter is available. 4 Staff as well as keep him range of the Visage, getting very low, and a gush coming through from the Tidehunter finishes off the job. The Familiars, though, trying to avenge their mother that's already fallen in this fight, and now a TP coming in from the Storm Spirit, and well, Sand King goes down. Storm Spirit with the Orchid locking down this poor old Ember Spirit who gets Ancient sealed up as well. And well, there was a team fight and a half there, and looks like it's not over because these guys, they want to find these Familiars. I don't think they're going to be so lucky as they are going to be able to retreat. And well, Storm Spirit, he's not done. He says this fight's only just begun. Zips halfway across the map, finds himself a Vengeful Spirit, and with the Orchid damage, well, he is dead. And well, looks like Batrider, not the conversational type, complaining about a little bit of an inter-team banter being fired out across the field. Storm, 8 Bloodstone charges. Invis Rune as well. He could find himself a pick off and a half here. Lycan heading to do the Ancients. Batrider. Perhaps that's what he's going to set his sights on. And he is. 1 right click. Orchid. And oh, actually yours complete on the Batrider now after the blink. And now maybe Storm's in trouble. Running a little bit low on mana. There's the Tidehunter coming in to help. 14 seconds though until the Ravage. Oh, Storm's going to zip out as well. Is he going to be able to close the gap? The Lycan rushing in with the Necro Army and the Wolves. Suddenly it looks a bit tricky here. Powerwork though, trying to do what he can onto the Batrider. It's actually going to be Tidehunter just attempts to TP away. And now Slark's been left on his own. He has got the Shadow Dance to try and create the distance. A nice pounce up to the high ground, but he's just pouncing in to a Lycan, and Lycan is going to clean that one up. And Slark will go down, and now Ember Spirit, he's looking for more. Zips through the trees. He isn't going to be able to find anything as Scarif's already out there. But with a Slark down, 5 versus 4, maybe this is the time to push, or maybe instead it's the time to take Roshan. Looks like they are going to opt for the Rosh. Of course, with the lineup they've got, they are able to do it very, very quickly. And well, Storm zipping straight in onto the Ember Spirit. They do, of course, have time with the Ravage. He gets 4 stuffed in. Beautiful Ravage catching out 3. I think it was actually dodged by the Ember Spirit, who's still alive with the BKB now active. 3 heroes down on the side of Hydra. It's only the Tidehunter left in this fight because the Sand King's back at the base. It's going to be a double kill for the Ember Spirit. And at the end of the day, Ravage is popped, and no one and nothing of value is lost on the side of the Dire. And well, on top of that, looks like they're going to be able to clean up Roche. unless Sankey can come in with some big plays. I mean, he has got the level 2 on the epicenter, but it could be a little bit bold to jump into this one. Whoa, J.O. He says, hang on. I smell myself a Sanking. Tries to zip in and catch him out, but Sanking is out there. Roche goes down. This time it's going to go the way of the Lycan. And in all honesty, Lycan is the hero that you do need to be keeping alive. Because even if you have an even team fight, if the Lycan's dead, yeah, you do have the familiars, but you aren't going to be able to push nearly as half as well as you could with the Lycan alive. And epicenter actually is going to be popped. Who's he going for? Jesus Christ, camera work is absolutely abominable. He goes on the Lycan and he just finds it. And now he's going to try and TP out, and he does. Wow. Easy Aegis pop, I guess he says to the team. But now, so Aegis gone. They do know that epicenter's down, and obviously with that very long cooldown, this could be a nice opening to go. Tidehunter Ravage still a minute until it's available again. This could be a very nice opening, at least to try and take down this tier 2. And I think Hydra know that they can't really fight at this point. Slark and Storm trying to look to get what they can from the dire jungle. The lane is fairly pushed in. In fact, that tower's going to go down. Whether Hydra want to help out or not. Siege creep. Oh! Solo 6 HP. Does anyone want to zip in and finish that one off? Looks like Storm will. And we are going to have a quick pause here. Unfortunately. So. Any reason for the pause? It's Vengeful Spirit with a lag. Okay, we've got a little bit of lag coming out on the Vengeful. The unpause is here. We're able to continue and Storm. It's going to pick up that tower gold. Meanwhile, tier 2 in the mid lane. Taking a bit of aggression, and well, maybe the side of the Dire are happy with this. I can just kind of patrol on, try and close the gap on the Brax and the tier 3s. And Emma Spirit trying to do what he can to defend this mid lane. Looks like this is the call to back up. They don't want to try and break the high ground yet. They want to try and find a return kill after these towers have been lost. And oh, Pat, what's he doing? Just trying to get a little bit of vision, I guess, by the looks of it. But he needs to be careful. They know where he is. Lycan's after him, getting the vision for the team. And well, can they close the gap with this Bow Rider? He hasn't got the 4-staff on him, though. I don't think Blink's going to be enough. Wow, Blink and Yules, though. That is going to be more than enough. Oh, he just get the Shadow Dance off, but the familiar stuns holding him in place very, very nicely. Get wrecked on the Sand King, trying to help out his fellow Slarkan. Well, now he could be in a spot above us. Burrow strike off for a couple of seconds. Magic Missile's going to stop him have any chance of getting that one off, though. And 2 heroes now down on the side of the Radiant, and the push is going to continue. They may have lost a tier 2 mid, but they're going to try their best to chip away at this tier 3 now and return on the mid lane. And perhaps they could even look to try and get some damage done to these barracks. And here we go. Pushing on and piling onwards. Onto the tier 3, and of course with the Ags on the familiars and this Lycan How. This tower is going to go down at a pretty fast rate. It's going to be a fortification pop. Just Tidehunter forcing himself in with the Anchor Smash, trying to hold back this aggression. And now Storm, talking about aggression, zipping straight in onto the Venge. Zips out as well. Mystic Flare is going to get thrown down by the Scarif, but it isn't going to catch anyone. Lycan popping the ult and just continuing to push. Objective-based gaming here. Nice Ravage, but is it enough? Because already, wow, Lycan, he's just ready to fight. BKB has been popped by the Ember Spirit, and the damage more than enough now with that Ultimate Orb on top of the Battle Fury. A little bit of tankiness and that 10 plus damage, you know, all adds up. He is going to potentially go down and get silenced up here very, very low. And well, it looks like the side of the Dire just throwing away heroes here. 4 heroes down, and now it's just the Visage that's left to retreat. And whoa, we're blinking from Get Wrecked. One more Burrow Strike is all that's needed. There we go. And it is going to be a triple kill going the way of the Sand King. And at the end of the day, the barracks may have got exposed. Half damage done almost to the ranged barracks. But, well, with these heroes down for this amount of time, it could be in trouble if Hydra do decide to power it down the mid lane. Buyback available, of course, on the Lycan and the Vengeful Spirit. I guess gold at the moment is kind of expendable for the Lycan. You know, he's got the level 3 Necro. He's got the pushing power he needs. Obviously, as his next item, I guess, depending how he wants to go, either the BKB or just straight up for the boosted travel for that wrap. And well, they're going to start pushing on this tower. Obviously nowhere near the same pushing power that the side of the Dire has, but they're going to give it their bestest. people coming back into fruition, back into the fight now on the side of the Dire, but it looks like it potentially is going to be a little bit too late. 10 seconds still on the respawn timer of the Ember Spirit, and I don't think he's going to be able to defend up against this, and it's going to be, well, at least the melee racks, sorry, the ranged racks going down. Melee racks will remain. And Wall Batrider with the Flaming Lasso, they're going to catch out Skyriff, and that's going to be easy kill, easy gold, easy life there. 50 seconds he's down for. No buyback in the on the sunset for him. No slot. Maybe looking to try and do something here now. He's going to pounce away. Doesn't quite want to commit to this. What's he got coming out to him on the courier? He has got the completed Skadi now. Point booster Orb of Venom picks up the final ultimate orb from the side shot. Skadi is finished, and it's going to be a Storm zipping in onto this Lycan, but a lovely Burrow Strike stops the Visage and Lycan having any hopes of turning that one around, or does it? Storm's getting very, very low. Ooh, Visage getting swapped out there by Venge, who looks to close the gap and find a Magic Missile. It's going to be the Magic Missile going down as the Sand King, and the damage coming out from all these units. Too much for the poor old SK to deal with. And well, Remnanting in, trying to catch out the Tide. Can't close the gap as of yet, but with the Sand King now down, Skyriff's going to be back, but I think you'd rather have a Sand King to defend against a push than a Skyriff, so this is going to be beneficial for the Dire side. Or is it? Storm Spirit going straight in yet again and straight out. Mystic Flare, Ravage catching 3. That's going to be a dead Venge. Batrider forces himself away, trying to keep himself alive. Storm Spirit zips in, closes the gap, says, no sorry. Storm Spirit and Slark getting fairly low. Ember Spirit is going to fire Remnant away. Pat Vic trying to close the gap here. And is he going to be able to find the pouch? There's going to be another Remnant thrown out. Oh, Slark knows he waits for it. Waits for the prime time to jump. There we go. He goes for it now. No Remnant available for the Ember Spirit. He is going to go down. That is going to be 3 heroes down after that team fight again for the side of the Dire. And again, these pushes, they're attempting them, but they just can't seem to win these team fights when they hit the high ground. And that was when it was 5 versus 4 as well. And now they lose the Visage as well, who looks like she did wander into the secret shop to do a little bit of shopping. Not quite sure what she was looking to pick up there, or if she was just looking to take the scenic route back to her base. But 4 heroes down. This is not good for the side representing India. There's actually going to be a gem on the ground here. Skyriff's going to bagsy that one up. And now, I guess it's only the walls really that are going to be affected by that. They did, of course, pick it up the Dire side to deal with the Slark initiating with the Shadow Blade. And well, straight for the racks. Fortification is available. Storm Spirit going straight onto the Vengeful Spirit. Mystic Flare as well after he pulls her in. She's going to go down. Now Lycan. He's going to try his luck, charging straight in, armlet onto the Storm, and looking for the Ravage, and he is going to find it here. Beautiful Ravage there from Hares, and a Burrow Strike as well, holding Valentine in place. He's the only one left alive. Can they close the gap with the boosted movement speed from the ultimate? Looks like he is going to get away, but someone who isn't going to be able to run away at that pace is the Dire Rax. And well, in fact, hang on. Did he really do that? He Shadow Danced into the base just to clear that one up, and that's going to be a Lycan going down. Oh, Ember Spirit. Can he do anything here? I don't think he's got enough damage. I mean, this is an Ember Spirit who's just got a Manta Style on top of a BKB and a Battle Fury. Obviously, BKB was necessary, but then again, I question about the Manta Style. I mean, it offers you a little bit more damage, and Storm Spirit gets out of that one. And now, well, with the Burrow Striker, they're going to try and turn this one around, get wrecked. No, it looks like he's going to head down to the low ground with the 4-star. And well, J-Lo, J-O, zipping into this one. Patwork, though, he's looking pretty feisty. There is going to be another Remnant, though, available for J-O to head back to the high ground. Miles Avenger, TPing into this, and now trying to turn it around. They found the Magic Missile, but this is a tanky Slark who does get a swap back. Skyriff is here, if anyone decides to go on the slot. And looks like now they're going to opt against that. Only 10 seconds for the Lycan, 15 seconds for the Visage. But of course, Hydra, they did find the middle set of racks. And Tidehunter with the Creep Wave is going to find the final tier 2. And now with all lanes of the racks left standing, very, very vulnerable on the side of the Dire. They need to be very careful with how they pick their fights. And, well, picking fights, they're going straight in. Ancient Seal tries to Manta out of it, but it doesn't matter because the damage coming through is too much. Actually pops the BKB charge as well. It's not enough. And Slug, after a rough start, making the big pickoffs, making the big kills here. And, well, Storm Spirit of Lincoln's Fear does manage to block one of the instances of damages coming out from the Visage. And, well, 2 heroes down on the side of the Dire. It's only the Skyriff who does fall over on the side of Hydra. And, well, Scarf, he's laughing about this one. He's pretty happy. Trumpstar comes to pick up his mate. This is Storm Spirit dragging him into the base. Patvic, he's going to be able to fight up against this one. And Storm Spirit looks like he's going to be lucky enough to get out of this. And well, even with the Flame Break and the Familiar Stuns, not enough to hold this Slark in place now as we hit the 38-minute mark. And this is a very rich Slark as well. 4.6k now on top of the Shadowblade Skadi. And more Storm Spirit going back in onto the Lycan. He's found him. Is he able to burst him down? Yes, he is. That's another big pick off there for Team Hydra. And Burrow striking the creeps. Just trying to clean them off. And trying to get the Familiars out of the grill of the Slark. And well, are they going to head back to objectives? This will be a nice way. You know, tier 4 down. Tier 3 is vulnerable on both lanes. Looks like they're just going to clear up some of the buildings. And wait for backup in the form of this Tidehunter, who does now have a completed Refresher's Orb. These are some fairly farmed heroes on the side of Hydra. Well, he's just wandering straight in this luck. Doesn't give a care in the world. Perhaps he should do now. Dark Pact does remove the Searing Change. It is not going to be able to remove this Flaming Lasso. And they do attempt to drag him back into base, but Shadow Dance is there. He just managed to get out, get wrecked with the Epicenter. Ember Spirit holding in place with the Searing Change. The Man-Star popped. He's still alive, this Sand King, and the Refresher Ravage coming through, saving his team. Mystic Flare doing a little bit of damage here to the Ember Spirit. He really wants this kill on the Sand King. Oh, he does get it in the end. BKB is popped, but now, well, can he turn this one around? Sky fairly squishy, and Storm Spirit zipping in. Have they got the right-click damage, the physical damage to deal with this BKB'd Ember Spirit? Looks like they don't. They're all going down. The Ember Spirit, he walks away from the Tidehunter, who's desperately looking for the last instance of damage. 4-star. Oh, he can't do it. He can't close the gap. And, well, throws left, right, and center. And 4 heroes off the map on the side of Hydra. And Slark, I believe, well, just farming up on the top lane. What did he decide to go for? Did he just go... Was it the Sanj and Yasha he's just picked up? Looks like it was. Decides to go for the Sanj and Yasha. 40 minutes in. I don't know much about much, but I wouldn't build that myself. Maybe something like a Skull Basher? I guess though, Hydra's, as a team, probably feeling fairly confident at this stage. Even though they're still having the odd rocky team fights, I think their draft is much better suited to get it to the game past this point. Even with an Ember Spirit, just the fact that the Ember Spirit's build hasn't been too impactful on the game so far, and well, Barrow is going to get caught out there. Down for 70 seconds. Buyback available. Pings coming out onto the mid lane. Visage getting the hell out of there. Ember Spirit has got a remnant to zip to up above the top rack. So unless they do get a silence off onto him and a change, then he's going to be able to BKB and get out of any kind of trouble that he gets caught in. Aegis and Cheese on the floor. And oh, there we go. Goes for the Basher on top of the S&Y, and Storm Spirit catching out this Vengeful Spirit now, who's in the trees, and a Burrow Strike from the low ground, followed up by a Pounce is going to be more than enough. And well, actually, the rest of the Dark Side trying to finish this one up. He's going to get sheeped up, though, this Lycan is. It's going to stop him from running around like a madman. BKB popped by Ember Spirit, trying to turn it around onto the Slark, but the right-click damage, is it going to be more than enough? And oh, he's still alive, does finally go down, but of course, he did pick up the Aegis. He's ready for round 2. This Ember Spirit coming into the fight. Lycan, though, might not be in such a favorable position. Pavik is thinking about it. Do I go and finish this one off? Yes, he does. One more right click seals the deal. Now Batrider entering the fray, looking for a Flaming Lasso. Gets Dark Pacted off here by the Slark. They just can't control him. Soul Assumption, though, is going to smack him right in the face, and he is down for 900 seconds. And that's going to be a hefty bit of gold going to the Ember Spirit. Well, looks like it was. Crystallis Demon Edge. And is this a complete recipe? It is. He has now got the Daedalus. And now going defensive is getting to the point where it's paying off. He's able to get these big damage items off and out. And, well, 41 minutes in, you've got to say, is it going to be enough to deal with these fairly tanky heroes? You know, this is, well, Shiva's Guard on the horizon for the Tidehunter. You know, Skadi and S&Y on this Slark. And, I mean, even the Storm Spirit with the completed Bloodstone. And, of course, he is the one with the good old Sheep Stick. And then there's Sand King. Naturally a tanky hero, Veil of Discord as well, to add to the cause that you can throw in every team fight. Yeah, just get a little bit of extra damage being flown out from the Scarif. And, well, in fact, the entire team pretty much, apart from the Slark. Yeah, the extra Pounce damage and the Dark Pact damage is nice, but really benefits for their heroes. And, well, Veil of Discord, not a pickup we see all the time in competitive games, but one that really fits the flavour and the pace of this one. Especially when these kind of fights are happening only 42 minutes in. Any other big line picks up? It was the Visage. Went for the Ghost Scepter after the Ags and the Force Staff. BKB now is complete on the Lycan. And Bat Rider, of course, with the Gem and the Force Staff. And here we go. Looking to jump in onto the Storm Spirit. Is able to block. Remove the Lincolns with the Force proc. Or the Yules proc. Either way, they get themselves a kill. And they do obviously kill off the Skyraf as well in that engagement. Heading to the mid lane now. Tidehunter needs to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to get caught out. And well, Jayo's trying to do exactly that with these remnants. Chasing him down. But it's actually going to be Pat who's found the Bat Rider. Ravage is available and the Refresher's Orb is off cooldown as well. Potentially doesn't want to use it though when two heroes are down because I don't think he's going to find any kills here. They do have an Epicenter as well. Maybe he will. There's the Ravage. Where's the Epicenter? Where's the Epicenter? Where is the Epicenter? Another Ravage. Epicenter? No, Sand King says, mate, I'm not going to be a part of this. Pat, though, he wants to commit. Finds the Visage. Here's the Epicenter. There's the three-man Burrow Strike with the Veil of Discord. And suddenly, the heroes on the side of the Dire taking so much damage. Valentine, he's going to go down as well. And, well, that's 3 heroes down. And, well, that's me being a scrub there. Asking where the Epicenter was. He knew exactly where it was. Saving it for the exact opportune moment. Well, with 3 heroes down and potentially 4 now. And Sluggy doesn't find the pounce. The bash, though, is going to be there. Yours from the Bat Rider. Holding him in place. Hasn't got Dark Pack for a few seconds, so can get stunned up. Well, he's just going to continue chasing this around. Tries to go for a little playful swap there. Swapping the Venge to the high ground. The laughs coming out from Pat there. Finding it fairly humorous that the little play didn't work out. In the long term, it did work out, though. Venge gets away. Nonetheless. I mean, that's the problem with the Hydra. Even with 3 heroes down on the side of the Dire, they just can't push quick enough. They got to have more of those fights. And you got to remember, that fight did take 2 perfect Ravages and a perfect Epicenter. At the end, they were only able to wipe 3 heroes. 2 heroes did get away. Now Slark going straight in onto the Visage. There's going to be an Orchid onto Venge, so he can't help his mate. Ghost Scepter's going to be popped, but that's not going to help you against the burst damage, the Arcane Bolt. Just trying to keep them in their base now, Pat. Keeping eyes on them, keeping tabs on them. Watch the rest of the team go to work on this tower here. Oh, boost of travel now on this Sand King, who really has had an absolutely brilliant game. For me, Sand King got to be the MVP this one. And well, tier 3 taking damage. Oh, what are they going to do here? Sand King gets the Burrow Strike on the Lycan, holding him in place so he can't commit to this fight. But now he's finally got himself in, trying to man fight up against the Slark. In fact, no, it's the Slark trying to man fight up against him. Already the Sand King has gone down. And well, Lycan actually running away from this Slark. A little bit scared. Sky on the Storm coming back in. Sheeped up. Silenced up Ember Spirit. Does get swapped out of the Mystic Flare. Going to be able to keep himself alive for a little bit. BKB is pot. Mana Style as well. Can they find any return kills? Tidehunter desperately trying to chase down this Vengeful Spirit. The one charges, keeping her alive. And what Ember Spirit, who's he zipping in on? He is zipping on this Storm Spirit. Trying to catch him out. Doesn't get the Searing Chains to latch on. And Bat Rider trying to punish this Tidehunter for diving potentially a little bit too deep. Jayo's hit as well, but he's got the Ravage and the Shiva's Guard holding him in place. Power comes in. Finishes off the kill on Ember Spirit. He's going to find the kill on the Vengeful as well. 3 heroes down now on the side of the Dire. None of them with buyback. GG is called, and it looks like Team Hydra are going to be able to take this one. Our Yules up on the Bat Rider. The Abyssal Blade now completed by Pat on this Slark. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 58 for 47. Pat looking for a bit of a cheeky play. He's going to be able to find this Visage. Doesn't look like it. And looks like they're just going to go ahead and finish off the Ancient. Wow. I've got to say, Volvo matchmaking working pretty well there. That was a pretty fair and even game. Visage, he's gonna think otherwise though, as the fountain dives do occur, and Hydra go for those dirty kills. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Hydra taking the win. So thank you very much for watching the stream if you have been. How many viewers have we got? We've got 4 of you beautiful lads. 4 of you beautiful lads. I love you. I love you guys. And well, there we have it. Hydra taking the win. 47 minutes. Bang on as well. None of this seconds rubbish. We like to do everything exact here. And well, there we go. You, of course, if you're watching on the stream, will be able to find this replay on youtube.com/ODPixel. And if you're watching the video, head over to the Twitch channel so you can find these live at twitch.tv /pixel pipeline. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to come off the stream for a bit, but I should be back later. So we'll catch you guys about. Thank you very much for watching.